precious mind. So Serj, who you may know as the lead singer for System of a Down, has released a new 5-track EP on the 21st of October this year. And no joke or hyperbole, but this is the worst thing that has ever come out of Serj, and that is coming from a longtime fan of his, someone who's listened to pretty much every System song and all of his solo music. And it's disappointing, because honestly he really is a talented musician. Perplex Cities, that's the name of his new EP, Perplex Cities perplexes me at just how horrible and lazy this is. This is by far the most laziest Serj project ever to be made, comes off as seeming pretty rushed and inconsistent just overall, with some of his worst singing I've seen to date and some of the laziest lyric writing I've seen from him to boot. He's definitely trying something new with this EP, as it does have a much different sound from where his music has usually gone, but honestly I don't like the direction it took at all. First off, we have the cover, which for some goddamn reason looks like it was made in the early 2010s, which I just don't understand. How can you mess up the cover art? I don't really have much words to say to this one. I feel like it's really generic and forgettable, and it's not memorable at all. I think the chorus is alright. This was honestly probably my least favorite track off of the entire EP. It's a weird track, but not in a good way. It feels like a slog to get through, and I could really only describe this track as unmemorable and forgettable. The instrumental doesn't really sound interesting either. It seems pretty repetitive and boring. This one is one of the ones I feel has a lot of wasted potential. It starts off pretty strong actually, with really beautiful sounding guitars before very quickly delving into a very boring and repetitive sound, and it just kind of stays like that. It has an interesting sound, but as I said earlier, this EP is very inconsistent with its music and its sound, and this is about where that inconsistency with the EP starts. It doesn't really sound much like the first two tracks at all, and really goes into a completely different direction.
Ruby loves guitars that sing.
This is the best track off of the EP, and the one that I feel has the most wasted potential. This song is about his son, Rumi, which is honestly really wholesome. But the lyrics in this one are really lazy and repetitive. It really only has 4 lines of lyrics, and it just repeats those and mixes them a little bit for the entire song. Like, what the hell are these lyrics? This one starts off really strong and sounds promising as the guitars start kicking in and the music kicks up. But it almost feels as if it starts to go on too long, feeling a little repetitive. And in the middle of the song, Serj breaks out into an unintelligible rant that for the life of me I cannot understand a word he is saying.
In a world going towards unsustainable economic growth, it is important to rectify the situation.
But after the unintelligible rant, at about 2 minutes 11 seconds, the song kicks back up again. And honestly, I really like this part. I love the way he sings this lyric here, almost opera sounding, reminiscent of Elect the Dead.
Loves his cars. I will never fight again.
This track is a lot of wasted potential, and honestly I think I'd like it better without the unintelligible rant in the middle of it. It might have actually been not a half bad song.
I feel like I'm heading home. Feel like I'm
This one honestly starts off really promising, but the lyrics on this one seem a little lazy, and the singing honestly leaves much more to be desired. The instrumental sounds alright at first, and then it really starts to feel boring and repetitive after a bit. The recording on this one with the instruments sound a little bit bad, to be honest. It almost sounds as if it was recorded on a damn laptop or something. And near the end of the song, he breaks out into a really bad metal screaming, which I can only really describe as fucking awful. And that is Perplex Cities. I mean, I like the name of it. I can at least give it a point for that. This is all just my opinion, of course, while I have heard other people agree and say that this was quite disappointing. I'd like to hear what you think about it. I mean, leave a comment down below. Have your debates in my comments section. It feels really rushed in my opinion, and I think I have a theory as to why it may have been. Alongside the release of this EP was its release on an app. In fact, I think it may have come early to the app. It's an augmented reality app called Lupa, and it'll play a little thing of Serj showing his new EP, and he'll explain the songs before playing the song. And I guess he'll stand there in your living room and dance around or something on your phone. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think it may have been rushed out just so they could have it on Lupa.
Alright, so this is the app, our Lupa, and here's what you do. You go like this, and boom, I'm standing there with a dog behind my ass. So I'm talking to you and introducing the first song. And Pop Imperialism. But see, if I move around, the image moves around. So basically I'd be popping up in your room, talking to you and playing you the music. That's it.
And with that said, I will end the video here. This was honestly a very lazy EP in my opinion, and it was hard to get through.